Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on parts of speech. This lesson will cover one of the three conjunctions, subordinating conjunctions. It is important to write when you are asked to. It helps you to learn. You can use a whiteboard, but ideally a notebook would be best. That way, you can keep a record of your learning. There are 6 intended learning outcomes to achieve by the end of the lesson. 1. We are learning that the 3 types of conjunctions are a part of speech. 2. We are learning that conjunctions are words used to connect words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. 3. We are learning that conjunction use helps ideas flow smoothly. 4. We are learning that conjunctions show the relationship between different parts of a sentence. 5. We are learning that subordinating conjunctions connect a dependent clause to an independent clause. 6. We are learning to use subordinating conjunctions in sentences. Conjunctions are tools that help our writing flow smoothly. A conjunction is a word that joins ideas together. Conjunctions join single words, phrases, and whole sentences. Without conjunctions, our writing would sound like a list of short, simple statements. With them, we can show relationships between ideas, add variety to our sentences, and make our thoughts easier to understand. There are 3 types of conjunctions. This lesson will focus on subordinating conjunctions. There are many to learn, and they have many different functions. These subordinating conjunctions show time relationships. So, when something happens. After, which means at a later time than something else. Before, which means at an earlier time than something else. When, which means at the time something happens. While, which means during the time something happens. As, which means at the same time while something else is happening. Until, which means up to the time something happens. Once, which means as soon as something happens. Since, which means from a specific time in the past until now. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these subordinating conjunctions show when something happens. After. We went out for ice cream after the game. Before. Before you leave, please tidy your desk. When. I feel energized when the sun rises. While. While I was reading, my cat fell asleep. As. She smiled as she opens the letter. Until. He waited until everyone was ready. Once. Once you finish your homework, you can play. Since. We have been friends since primary school. These subordinating conjunctions show cause and effect relationships. They show why something happens. Because gives a reason. Since gives a reason. This is in addition to the time meaning. As gives a reason. It is similar to because, and it's in addition to the time meaning as well. So that. It shows purpose. It explains why something is done. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these subordinating conjunctions show why something happens. Because. I stayed home because I felt sick. Since. Since you already know the rules, we can start. As. We headed back as it was getting dark. So that. He spoke slowly so that everyone could understand. These subordinating conjunctions show condition relationships. They show that something happens only if a condition is met. If introduces a condition. Unless. It means if not, introduces a negative condition. Provided that. Only if a certain condition is met. As long as. Only while a certain condition is true. In case. Shows a precaution or possible future situation. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these conjunctions show that something happens only if a condition is met. If. If it rains, we will cancel the picnic. Unless. The plan won't work unless everyone agrees. Provided that. You can borrow my book, provided that you return it tomorrow. As long as. As long as you're careful, you can help. In case. Take my number in case you need help. These subordinating conjunctions show contrast or concession relationships. These conjunctions show an unexpected idea or contrast. Although shows a contrast or unexpected idea. Though is similar to although. Even though. This is a stronger form of although. Whereas. This shows a clear contrast between two ideas. While. It can mean although, showing contrast. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these subordinating conjunctions show an unexpected idea or contrast. Although. Although it was freezing, we walked to school. Though. I liked the movie, though it was very long. Even though. He joined the hike, even though he wasn't interested. Whereas. This exercise is easy, whereas the next one is not. While. While I enjoy sport, my brother prefers art. These subordinating conjunctions show comparison relationships. These conjunctions show similarities or differences. Than. It is used to compare differences. It introduces the second part of a comparison. As. As. Shows equality or comparison. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these conjunctions show similarities or differences than. She runs faster than her teammates. As. He is as tall as his father now. These subordinating conjunctions show place relationships. These conjunctions show location. Where indicates the place where something happens. Wherever. It is any place where something happens. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these subordinating conjunctions show location. Where. I will sit where the light is brightest. Wherever. The dog follows her wherever she goes. These subordinating conjunctions show purpose relationships. These conjunctions show the reason the action is done, the intended result. So that shows purpose, explains why something is done. In order that. It is actually a more formal way to show purpose. Here are some examples in sentences. Remember, these subordinating conjunctions show the reason the action is done, the intended result. So that. So that we could see clearly, we opened the curtains. In order that. The teacher raised his voice in order that the class would listen. Choose from the following subordinating conjunctions to complete the sentences. You can only use each subordinating conjunction once. As. When. Until. After. Once. While. Since. Before. One. The bell rang. The students rushed outside. 2. We had lunch. The meeting started. 3. I always feel sleepy. I study late at night. 4. He read a book. Watching television. 5. We can leave. It has stopped raining. 6. She has been practicing the piano last year. 7. You finish your homework. You cannot go outside. 8. I will call you. You arrive home. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. After the bell rang, the students rushed outside. 2. We had lunch before the meeting started. 3. I always feel sleepy when I study late at night. 4. He read a book while watching television. 5. We can leave as it has stopped raining. 6. She has been practicing the piano since last year. 7. Until you finish your homework, you cannot go outside. 8. I will call you once you arrive home. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Choose from the following subordinating conjunctions to complete the sentences. Because, so that, as, since. 1. We stayed indoors. It was raining. 2. You are already awake. We can start the project. 3. She whispered. The baby was sleeping. 4. He left early. He could catch the next train. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. We stayed indoors because it was raining. 2. Since you are already awake, we can start the project. 3. She whispered as the baby was sleeping. 4. He left early so that he could catch the next train. Answers 1, 2, and 3 are interchangeable. Listen. We stayed indoors since it was raining. We stayed indoors as it was raining. Because you are already awake, we can start the project. As you are already awake, we can start the project. She whispered because the baby was sleeping. She whispered since the baby was sleeping. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Choose from the following subordinating conjunctions to complete the sentences. In case, unless, provided that, as long as, if. 1. You can go to the party. You finish your homework. 2. I won't call you. You ask me to. 3. You follow the instructions. The experiment will succeed. 4. I always bring an umbrella. It rains. 5. We can go outside. You are careful. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. You can go to the party if you finish your homework. 2. I won't call you unless you ask me to. 3. Provided that you follow the instructions, the experiment will succeed. 4. I always bring an umbrella in case it rains. 5. We can go outside as long as you are careful. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Choose from the following subordinating conjunctions to complete the sentences. Even though, while, although, whereas. 1. It was cold. They went for a walk. 2. He finished the marathon. He was tired. 3. She smiled. She was nervous. 4. The red team is fast. The blue team is strong. 5. I enjoy sports. I prefer reading. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. Although it was cold, they went for a walk. 2. He finished the marathon, though he was tired. 3. She smiled, even though she was nervous. 4. The red team is fast, whereas the blue team is strong. 5. While I enjoy sports, I prefer reading. Here is an extender for anybody who would like a challenge. Choose from the following subordinating conjunctions to complete the sentences. So that, in order that, wherever, where. 1. Sit. You feel comfortable. 2. There is a garden. You can play outside. 3. He whispered. Nobody could hear him. 4. The rules were simplified. Everyone could participate. Pause the video. The next slide contains the answers. Check your answers. 1. Sit where you feel comfortable. 2. Wherever there is a garden, you can play outside. 3. He whispered so that nobody could hear him. 4. The rules were simplified in order that everyone could participate. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about subordinating conjunctions. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.